Hello guys, we're here at Daytona, and we're here for Daytona 500 qualifying. Qualifying day here at Daytona, very important, and it also determines where you'll be in which duel. And the front row, as long as they don't wreck and retire out of the race during the Gatorade duel races, they are locked onto the front row. So all these 42 drivers are looking to try to get one of the top 2 spots. But who will they be? We're about to find out, as qualifying is going on right now. And it's going to be interesting to see. We had so far some great racing through the exhibition part of the weekend. The Bud LCQ had a nice photo finish. Great racing as well. The Bud Weather Shootout was a great success as well. And some of these guys have a taste of what it's going to be like for speed weeks, for the duels, and of course the Daytona 500. And I also wanted to point out that right now the Cup is going to be the only series going on right now. Nationwide is going to be up in the air. And for those that are just strictly in Nationwide, if all comes to worst, Nationwide doesn't happen because I'm very busy now with work and school about to start back up. If it doesn't happen, those that are just strictly in Nationwide didn't get a Cup ride. If you guys are wanting one, you guys will be at the top of the list for replacements if people get replaced. I'll have to do a draw between you guys because I can't just put somebody over the other. So if you're Nationwide and you're trying to get into Cup, if Nationwide does not happen, you guys will be on the list for replacements. And those are not in the series period. I'm sorry, but they'll have to come first because I don't want to completely screw them out of their situation if I don't do Nationwide. And as we're looking right now at the speed chart, Tim Freilich, oh, never mind. Looks like Danny Welch each other. Oh, now Cody Lamas. I'm going to continue to talk. Tim Fiegel. Second, again, the times are very close because the ratings are all the same, basically. And again, the top 2 are the only locked spots right now. Saw Tim Freilich, he was the pole sitter. Now it was Danny Wells. Now it's Cody Lamas. And it looks like it's might stabilize here. There might be a couple changes in the last minute, but probably not going to be too much. And again, how close it is as well. Aaron Reed, like, ugh, so close. James Qualls, Jake Rogers as well. And how the duels are going to work is kind of like how it's always been. Even numbers in one duel and the odd number starters will be in the other. And for the top 2 guys, they need to survive the duel race if they wreck out. Alright, I'm sorry with that. As I walk in. Anyway, here's the last 20 seconds. Finishing up, and doesn't look like a lot is going to be changing toward the front of the pack. And so we'll conclude, and I will pause it because it's not obviously going to go to the race. And voila! Oh, now it's going to complete. Alrighty then. So it looks like we're going to have a Chevy front row. Cody Lamas, veteran of a couple of seasons, and the Lowe's 48 will be your Season 6 Daytona 500 pole sitter, and rookie Tim Fiegel, ironically just like Martin Truex Jr., will start second in the 78 Furniture Row Chevrolet. So those two, we'll be keeping an eye on them in the duels. Cody will be a part. Sorry again. Picked a bad time to record, I guess, on my day off. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on the 48 and the 78. The odd number drivers will be in duel number 1. The even starters will start in duel number 2. So obviously, hope you guys know your difference between your odds and even numbers. And yeah. So you've seen your top 28. Obviously, I've had it set here for a while. Like I said, that's what duels you guys will be in. If you look at this. Oh wow, Charles was last. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, again, this doesn't necessarily matter because basically every spot is on the line. Even if one of the top 2 guys has problems, I mean, that opens the door for whoever wins that duel race. They'll basically become, you know, the starter. The person that got the pole will still be credited with it somehow. Well, actually, I don't know how I'm going to do that because it probably won't during the game. You know how NR is. But right now, Cody Lamas and Tim Fiegel will definitely be playing, hopefully, it's safe. Last season, both the front row starters did do a good job and did not fall out of the race. They kept their spot. So, Lamas, if he wants to keep the pole, he'll have to, you know, not wreck out. And Fiegel, if he wants to stay on the front row, hopefully not repeat what Truex did, blowing up pretty early. But he will start second if he keeps his car clean. But everybody else, 3rd through 42nd, will be on the line and possibly the front row. Stay tuned, guys. Making this all together with the duel race and the duels itself. So stay tuned for duel race number 1 coming up next, and following that up will be duel race number 2 to set the grid for this season's Daytona 500. Alright, guys, welcome back here once again. After you saw the qualifying, we're here. The cars are on the racetrack for Gatorade duel number 1, and we have, for the first duel, we have the odd number starters that include, as of right now, the pole sitter for the Season 6 Daytona 500, Cody Lamas. You see him right there. So basically, it's 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, you know, etc., all the way back to 41st, Justin Perry. So, these guys are racing for their positions in the starting grid, and Cody Lamas is out there trying to defend his pole. So, his pole award, I should say. That didn't sound right, but all he has to do is basically survive this very short, but it can be gruesome 10-lap shootout, just like last season, 10 laps, and there is no cautions. Again, there's not much up. I mean, there is a lot up for grabs with the starting positions, but it's not a points race over the wreck. It's not the end of the world. Everybody still races, and they still race for the Daytona 500 crown and everything. So, without further ado, we're going to get this going. And while we're right here,
just like I told these boys in the meeting, we don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew. All we got to do is everybody carry the weight. We'll be just fine at the end of this thing.
Aaron Reed was 3rd,
4th.
Jake Rogers 5th, and so on. In the field, Cody Lamas, Aaron Reed, Jake Rogers, Ian Dutta, Liam Irving, James McLeod, Evernham boys, Tim Freilich and Zachary Fitzwater, Seth Cole, Sean Galligan, Chris Washer and Red Bell, Randy Carpenter, Joshua Balkin, James Silverfox, Joseph Lombard, Leo Rogers, teammate Joshua Collard, Sean Henley, Ron Acosta, and Justin Perry. So 10 laps, and then we'll have the grid set for the odd positions, and then following this, right after this, I'll put a time in the description for a link to start grid number 2, so if you're not wanting to watch this and you're grid number 2, then you can go ahead and click that and skip to the beginning of the second one. But if you don't, you can sit tight and watch this 10-lap race. As the pace car heads off, Cody Lamas, Aaron Reed, going to get Gatorade duel race number 1 underway here at Daytona. The green flag is now in the air, and we are racing for 10 laps. And if Cody Lamas is up here battling for positions, and if he does not finish first, doesn't mean he loses his pole position. He just retains it, but basically if he stays in the race, this is a battle for 3rd place, basically whoever wins this, for 3rd in the starting grid. But if Lamas crashes out, then the pole award is up for grabs, and I guess basically they get credited for it. Last season, the front row did not have problems. Both drivers, I believe it was Joshua Collard and Tony Vendetta at the time, the 44 and the 38, they actually survived and kept their spots. We'll see what happens in this 10-lap shootout as Jake Rogers pulls out to the front. Lamas goes to the high side. Now Lamas, if he wants to, he could drop to the back, but again, he can raise it up. He just wants to keep that starting spot. So Rogers will lead the first lap. Tim Freilich is going to try to pass him. Seth Cole has help from Randy Carpenter and James Silverfox. There's a 3x3 through this entire field. The 52 Phoenix Racing will take the lead away from Freilich. Here comes Carpenter. James Silverfox, who won the first segment in the Budweiser shootout the other night. And there's also a lot of Evernham cars in this field. I'm actually thinking, all the Evernham cars are in this first duel. I just thought about that. All 5 of them are in this one. Wow, how did that happen? There's a few RCR cars in this as well, but teammates could play factor, maybe, maybe not, don't know, as Cole and Silverfox kind of pull away together. Sean Hindley's moved up to 3rd. That's one of the Tweenix Racing cars. James McLeod is also in the race, so all the Tweenix Racing cars are in the field in this one as well. Joshua Collard going under Justin Perry, who started out back. It only took him 2 laps to get toward the front, so it doesn't take long to shuffle from the front to the back. As right now, Collard tucks in behind his teammate Silverfox. Ryan Acosta is bringing Joseph Lombard and his teammate Chris Washer on the bottom. There's a couple of cars changed paint scheme, but for the most part, I kept them the same. Washer is one of the noticeable changes. I switched him to Nationwide Insurance. Other than that, I don't think we really changed anybody else's paint scheme in this race. It doesn't look like it. We'll see if this field actually keeps it together during this run too, as Acosta runs to the bottom and to the lead. Lombard in that Dryden Hunger Chevrolet tucked in behind the 3M Ford bumper right there. He's in a Roush Fenway sandwich right now. Joshua Balkin, Zachary Fitzwater, and Leo Rogers also on the bottom right there. Red Bell, Aaron Reed already trying to work his way back toward the front. And it seems like if you're stuck in the middle, you really don't go anywhere. I've been looking back there, there's been the same people in there. Liam Irvig's in that line. A couple of the Penske cars. Galligan and Rogers. Cody Lamas has worked his way to the back of the pack. But again, it's probably a smart move. Acosta continues to lead. Lombard, I think he sees the 8 car coming. He was going to try to go again, I think, but he got stuck in the middle. Next time by will be halfway. And surprisingly, it's been a clean race so far. And Joshua Balkin, definitely he probably had a car that could easily have raced his way into the Budweiser shootout, along with his teammate Ian Dutta. Got caught up in a wreck. Wrong place, wrong time. They were the dominant pair the entire night, the 8 and the 42. And they're both in this race. Definitely looking for the redemption. Good starting spot would definitely help out to start. The only good thing about it is, as Leo Rogers takes the lead, it wasn't a points race as well as this one. And again, when you have a strong car, if you're in contention to win a race, it's definitely going to hurt regardless. Walken's now the second car on the outside. Ian Dutta is actually on the bottom right there. There he is in the 42. Somewhere. There he is. But yeah, Dutta was also up there. And both of them definitely looking for some redemption. And here comes James McLeod in the Blue Fox Chevrolet. First time at the front, getting help from Jake Rogers. And Cody Lamas working his way back to the front as they swing by the 20 of Red Bell. And like I said, it probably is not the end of the world where these guys finish, because it is Daytona. It's easy to shuffle around, and they're obviously racing really well, not causing any problems. As McLeod led that lap, but again, no points on the line this race. Jake Rogers now going back to the front. Cody Lamas back to the front again. But like I said, he might shuffle back towards the back again. Or he might try to spoil. Maybe he'll try to spoil the show and try to win it. He's hooked to the back bumper of the Shell Pennzoil Ford of Jake Rogers. Rogers, the Season 2 Mountain Dew Race Series champion, driving for Penske. He was driving the Team Penske number 2 Dodge back then, won by a single point over Cody Birmingham, who was driving the 43. And Jake only had 1 win, so him compared to Cody at the time, 4 wins. At one point, he actually drag raced somebody to the line and won the championship in basically dramatic fashion. So Rogers been to that glory lane. He's been on top of the mountain before. He'd like to get back there again. James McLeod, also a former champion in the field, and the 51 Season 4 champion. Cody Lamas, Sean Hindley now at the front as we have 2.5 laps to go. Sean Galligan is tucked into 3rd. Hindley goes to the bottom, and nobody goes with anybody. Now Galligan swings up there with Lamas. Freilich's coming back up here from Justin Perry. And Hindley in the Viagra Pfizer Chevrolet. Oh, Aaron Reed just got a little bit into Ryan Acosta. They saved it. Like I said, these guys have been pretty calm so far in this race. As Lamas gets kicked to the very high side as we have 2 laps to go. Freilich is in the preferred line at the moment. These guys might start racing it up right here, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully they don't wreck it up. But the number 9 Dodge, Tim Freilich leads the way. Justin Perry now hooked to his back bumper, the FedEx 11 out of Joe Gibbs Racing. Seth Cole was trying to get up between the 11 and the 25. Wasn't going to be able to do it. And Perry and Freilich staying connected there in the 9 and the 11 car. Oh, that's kind of ironic. Oh, that was a bad joke. Anyway, this time by, it will be the white flag. For right now, it is Tim Freilich. Justin Perry doesn't appear to want to make any kind of move at the moment. Acosta's tucked in the 3rd. Aaron Reed 4th. Joshua Collard is 5th. And apparently Acosta's not going to wait. Perry was thinking about it, but I guess he's not going to get to now. 3 wide for the lead. Acosta now in the preferred spot. And again, as long as Lamas does not follow the race, we'll be now in the start-finish line. This will be a battle for the 3rd starting spot on back, and Lamas will retain the pole award. Joshua Collard coming to the inside. The pole sitter from last season here in the Daytona 500. Look at him, he's going to try to come up here and try to win the duel. He smacked the wall last season in the duel race, survived and kept his pole award. And Collard is going to come out the final corner. Here comes Washer, though. We got to wait and see. Coming to the line, Collard will throw the block on the 17, and Joshua Collard is going to win Gatorade Duel Race number 1. Abraham Motorsports number 43 is going to be starting 3rd. This season's Daytona 500, just 1 row behind where he was last season, but I think he'll take that. Nothing wrong with that. Cody Lamas did survive. He ended up 12th. So, that's all that matters. So we know for sure at least one of our front row starters is staying in the front row, and that is Cody Lamas. He will retain his pole award, and the 48 will be leading the field down to the green flag. We'll still have to wait and see if Tim Feagle can hang on in the 78 car in the 2nd duel race and stay alongside him and help lead the way. But Joshua Collard, we know for sure, will be starting 3rd, and vice versa on the way back. Well, rest of the way back. That's where everybody will be starting. So there's your results from this one. As Collard, I guess, going to take a little victory lap. I don't know. But that concludes duel race number 1, and congrats to Joshua Collard, who will start 3rd in the Daytona 500 behind Cody Lamas, who retained the pole award. Stay tuned, guys. We're getting ready to go do Gatorade Duel Race number 2, which is coming up next, so stay tuned.
Boys in the meeting. We don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew. All we got to do is just everybody carry their weight. We'll be just fine at the end of this thing. 10-4.
Number 2 is about to go underway. Tim Feagle is in the same position as Cody Lamas. In the last duel, he has to survive to keep his outside the front row starting spot, or 2nd. And going through the field, who's in this race, after we got a clean first duel, Tim Feagle, Jason Balls, DK Racing teammates Michael Cozy and Jack Richards, Jessica Shelton, Dylan Young, Cold Alley, Sky Cummins, Danny Wells, Zach Buchanan, couple Stuart Haas Racing cars, Trent Dunham in the Coffee Tribute car once again, alongside Jacob Lawler, who they don't have words right now after Homestead about what happened with those two. Keith Batson, Chris Dollarton, Michael Norman, Joshua Mudd, Tim Walsh, Tony Blazer, Steven Zoss, Andreas Allen, Steven being the defending champion, and Charles Jackson will round up the field. This pace car is off as we get ready for the 2nd of 2 duel races for 10 laps. The green flag is out, and Gatorade Duel Race number 2 is underway. What is going to happen? Has a big push from Michael Cozy and Jessica Shelton. The inside line looks like it's prevailing away. Qualls is trying to get it going, but Richards and Dylan Young, I guess, can't get the line going. Dylan Young actually ditches them for the bottom, and he slips it right in front of Danny Wells as he comes storming down the back straightaway for the first time tonight, or today. Well, that was a fail. It is tonight where I'm recording right now. As Jessica Shelton's going to go to the bottom. She's going to look like she's going to take the lead with help from Danny Wells and Trent Dunham. Got a Chevy Barrage on the bottom. We throw in Michael Norman as well. Also want to give my condolences to Michael Norman about his, I think it was a family member that passed away And prayers and thoughts are with your family, Michael, and yourself. So, everybody. As Danny Wells is now going to sneak under Jessica Shelton. And Tim Fiegel slipping up on the high side. Again, he has to try to stay away from trouble to stay at the front of the pack and be on the front row for the green flag in the Daytona 500 later on in the week. As Dunham's going to go to the lead with help from Michael Norman and Tim Walsh, and Walsh's teammate Steven Gonzalez, the defending Mountain Dew Race Series champion. He's going to like that ring for the next few months. He's got a good friend Joshua Mudd right behind him, and Charles Jackson off in the back, starting to come toward the front, along with Andreas Allen as well, and Chris Dollarton make up the bottom row. Norman sneaks up now the middle. Walsh in the 15. Walsh is trying something different, going to drive the 15 for Michael Waltrip Racing, in which two drivers behind him, Joshua Mudd used to drive. 15's trying to break through the victory lane for the first time, and Joshua Mudd, in a car that made the chase last season, like to keep that streak going. The 88. As Gonzalez, who's kicked to the middle. Walsh, who looks like he's going to be committed to the high side. As Joshua Mudd, with some help from Charles Jackson, is going to now go to the lead in the 88. Josh is hoping for the same success and results that Dale Jr. had in Daytona, obviously winning the 500. Again, these guys are battling basically for the fourth starting spot on back through the field. And if anything happens to Tim Fiegel between now and the start for the checkered flag, then it'll be a battle for second place in the grid on back. As Charles Jackson qualified dead last for this race. Well, through qualifying, he was 42nd, so he started out back for this duel race, and now he's up front with help from Andreas Allen, who actually qualified 40th. So, two slowest guys in this grid, or on this Gatorade duel, is now up front. So they definitely can use some improvement in their starting spot. Chris Dollarton, there's Tony Blazer, the winner of the draw for the 47. Single car operation, but he basically can align himself with the RCR cars along with Tim Fiegel, who can do that as well, basically. So there's a big connection there. So Blazer and Fiegel, they can't feel alone. They're all together. Chris Dollarton's in this race. There's a lot of RCR cars in this race, I believe. Sky Common's right there at the 31. Michael Norman's in this one, the 3. Jessica Shelton, the 29. And there's plenty of RCR cars in this race. Then you throw in Fiegel and Blazer. Basically, I mean, they're all together. So that could be something to look at whenever the 500 starts in a few days. Jack Richards helping Cole Alley in the 18, and there's Keith Batson, the Bud LCQ winner, with help of his teammate James Qualls right behind him. Fiegel's back on the bottom. Danny Wells is back there with Zach Buchanan, couple teammate Jacob Lawler. Some of these guys back here have been stuck in the middle, though, like Dylan Young and others. Michael Cozy, I mean, they've been stuck there. They can't really get out of line. Lawler just got out of line, finally. That middle line, you really don't go anywhere. You either go to the high side, drop back, or you go to the bottom and go to the front. Middle line, you kind of get stuck there. And as we're past halfway, the new leader is now Jack Richards ahead of Tony Blazer, but here comes James Qualls. Qualls has been trying to get back to victory lane for a while. Would love to win the Daytona 500, but I mean, who wouldn't? Biggest race of the season, and it's a great way to start the season. As Tim Fiegel is back up here once again, the 78. Well, it's going to be a really interesting rookie class as well, I gotta admit. It's going to be a fun rookie battle, I believe. There's a lot of big names making their debuts this season. There's a lot in this race, actually. Fiegel being one, Jessica Shelton, Sky Commons, Chris Dollarton, Tony Blazer, Keith Batson. I think some more. I'll have to go through the field to look. Zach Buchanan. Looking to the field, that's somebody else that's new. Nothing in this duel. Joshua Balkin, Ian Dutta, and the other one, that were some of the rookies going to be battling Zachary Fitzwater. Probably left some out. Pretty sure I did, but I'm trying to just go off based off what I had. Top of my head, I got the 3 wide for the lead. I actually said them all. I bet I left one. No, I think I actually said them all. That's crazy. Alright. Anyway. This time about 2 laps to go. Shelton was leading. Danny Wells got put in the sucker hole with Jacob Lawler. And the 2 MWR cars of Tim Walsh and Steven Gonzalez are just kind of working together. Let's see if they can hang on for about another 2 laps, though. It's going to be hard for them to do that, but looks like the 55 is committed to the back of that 15, his new teammate. Tim Walsh and Steven Gonzalez trying to work together. Michael Norman's trying to split the 2 MWR cars up. Jacob Lawler being in this race as well. They're all the MWR cars in this race. We'll see if Steven stays with them. I think he saw the 5 make a move, so Steven's going to jump under his teammate Tim Walsh right here. Michael Norman goes up behind him, so does Zach Buchanan. Michael Cozy and Chris Dollarton are making their way up to the front. At this time by, it will be the white flag. 55 and the 5 are working together. Gonzalez and Charles Jackson. Steven's going up to the high side. He's trying to get his teammate again. But I think Charles Jackson's in the right spot right now as the white flag is out. Cozy, Dollarton, Dylan Young, all on the back bumper of the 5, who's sneaking away. Now he's going to the middle. Michael Cozy's going to go to the lead on the inside. Chris Dollarton, Dylan Young, and Joshua Mudd, do they have anything for the 20? Cozy's going to go up to the high side. I guess he's trying to see their speed up there. Chris Dollarton's in the right spot, and Cozy's going to give up that bottom, and that's not what he needed to do. Tim Beagle is still going, so it looks like he'll start second. And now the battle is who's going to win this duel and start 4th in the Daytona 500. Dollarton has the lead. Dylan Young trying to make a move. Michael Cozy's coming back on the outside. And at the stripe's going to be 3 wide, but it's not going to be enough for the 2 and the 23. Chris Dollarton is going to win Gatorade Duel Race number 2 in the Kroger number 33 Chevrolet for RCR. So Chris Dollarton will start 4th in the Daytona 500, right behind the 78 of Tim Fiegel, who actually finished 20th, so he's probably happy he had that spot locked up for the 2nd spot in the order. So Fiegel will remain 2nd and stay out there with Cody Lamas. And we know row number 2 will consist of the 2 dual winners, Joshua Collard and now Chris Dollarton. And then the rest of the field is basically self-explanatory. But I'll probably put some in there to type it out and show you guys, just so you guys know for sure where you're starting. There's your results, and the dual races are now official, and the starting grid for the Daytona 500 is set. There will be a little document, a little text that will be shown after this, showing where everybody will be starting. So thanks for watching, guys, the Gatorade dual races and stuff, and good luck to everybody. Congrats to the 2 dual winners and Chris Dollarton and Joshua Collard, and congrats to the front row drivers of Cody Lamas, who retains his pole award, and Tim Fiegel, who will remain the outside pole sitter. They did not wreck, and we had a clean Gatorade Duel weekend unlike last season. So, stay tuned for the starting grid where you guys start, and good luck to everybody when the Daytona 500 rolls around. And that is it for the Gatorade Duel races. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys at the Daytona 500. probably not, but I just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, and I hope you liked this video for today. I will see you guys next time, very soon, and thanks for watching this diecast review. I will see you guys later. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Bye! The lifetime way. Wow. How did I get up there? Oh, this is impossible. The Captain Rohit Ray review. This is gonna be a problem. And Ryan Acosta. P200 runs John Dillon up the hill. Justin Perry's on his back bumper. He's gonna get wrecked. Oh, he gets pinned behind the 51. That's all it takes. John Dillon's going back to victory lane. This time the Mountain Race Series. John Dillon takes the Daytona 500.